First tonight on our news weekend, a $74,000 drug find. A joint operation in New Providence led officers to the big find. We've got the details straight ahead, plus environmental enforcement. The Department of Environmental Planning and Protection is cracking down on the use of banned plastic items. We'll tell you the heavy penalty for those caught on the wrong side of the law. And Mass in Paradise. The roads were filled Saturday for Carnival 2025, and our Daniel Miller has a full recap of the sun, sound, and soca. Our news, the weekend edition, starts right now. This is our news, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Berthany McDermott. A joint operation by law enforcement officers led to a major drunk bust Saturday, ending in the seizure of over $74,800 of suspected marijuana. Police say the drugs, totaling 37 pounds and 4 ounces, were found shortly after 11:30 that morning. Officers acting on information searched a vacant property on Wolf Road. During the search, a police canine assisted in finding the large quantity of drugs. No arrests were made, and investigations are ongoing. The Bahamas is set to host the 9th Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean in 2026. The announcement came from State Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for Disaster Risk Management Authority, Leon Lundy, while at the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in Switzerland. The multi-stakeholder forum is expected to bring together key players from across the region to share experiences, exchange knowledge, and agree on critical priorities. But Lundy made it clear the forum must be more than just talk.
RP26 must be urgent, it must be bold, and it must be real. Since Dorian, we have changed because we had to. We've shifted from a reactive approach to a more proactive, institutionalized model of disaster risk governance. We've established an independent disaster risk management authority, and we have codified resilience in law. We have launched a legally mandated comprehensive disaster risk financial strategy, and we've begun the hard work of embedding resilience into how we build, how we plan, and how we govern.
While admitting there is still much progress to be made, Lundy reiterated the country's commitment to resilience. And although the region is vulnerable, he emphasized that Caribbean nations are not victims but leaders in the global response.
RP26 is the natural continuation of that legacy. It is a platform to come together, to listen, to share, and to drive each other forward. It is where we take the Sendai framework off the page and into our communities, and where we demand collectively that the world recognize the stakes in which we live daily. For me, it is simple. We cannot afford another Dorian. We cannot afford to be unready, unfunded, or unheard, because the next storm will not wait for us to catch up, and the earth will not pause while we debate.
The Department of Environmental Planning and Protection is cracking down on the use of banned plastic items, as officials say they've seen a recent rise in non-compliant products on store shelves and in everyday use. The Bahamas officially banned single-use plastics in 2020 under the Environmental Protection Act, aiming to reduce marine debris and protect the fragile ecosystems. The ban covers items like plastic bags, straws, utensils, styrofoam containers, and balloon releases. But 5 years later, officials say plastic products are once again surfacing on store shelves and at events, prompting a crackdown from the department. Speaking on the sidelines of the ESCASU agreement signing, Director Dr. Rihanna Neely Murphy says recent amendments now give the department the power to issue spot fines of up to $1,000.
It is under the Act, it is illegal to release balloons into the atmosphere, as well as it is illegal to own, distribute, sell plastic bags or any non-compostable food item, for example, a fork or a knife or straw. And so just in my regular routine around the country, I am seeing an increase in the use of plastic items, as well as I'm seeing them reemerge on the shelves in the food stores and in the convenience stores. And so before, the first matter is confiscation as well as a fine.
In a push to beat plastic pollution, the department is reminding businesses that going green can also help their bottom line.
When the act was implemented, compostable bags received a reduction in duty to 0%, as well as 5% for the reusable bags. And so we encourage store owners and shop owners to go and purchase the compostable bag. And there is a standard for compostable bags that you can get from customs. If you are not sure of what it is, you can also reach out to our office. It is the D6400 standard for compostable products, and that ensures that everything that is coming into the country is compatible with what it is that, with the equipment and the machinery that is necessary in Bahamas.
Today is World Ocean Day, a global observation dedicated to raising awareness about how vital our oceans are to life on Earth. This year's theme is Sustaining What Sustained Us, Wonder. According to a press release on worldoceanday.org, the message is clear. The future belongs to younger generations, and their leadership is essential to building a just and sustainable world. Here at home, the Bahamas Environmental Education Foundation, better known as BREEF, recognized the day with a community snorkel on Saturday morning. The event took place at Sea Beach Promenade across from Sapadilla Restaurant. When our news team arrived shortly before 10, nearly 100 participants had already taken to the water. Jasmine Cawley, Education and Outreach Officer at BREEF, says participants were eager to explore the beauty beneath our crystal clear waters.
This is actually one of my favorite spots to teach about coral reef because it has a nice patch reef just out by the shore. It's beginner friendly. So a lot of persons today, this is their first time snorkeling. And it's very comfortable for beginner snorkelers.
Yesterday's lesson focused on coral reefs and why protecting them is not only crucial for marine life, but also for those of us on land.
We just also want to highlight how important our coral reefs are to the Bahamas because it's also important to break a lot of the wave energy, and it's one of the biodiversity hotspots, just meaning that most of a lot of marine species live out on the coral reefs.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, a generous donation just in time for Pentecost. The Church of God of Prophecy is giving back in a big way to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And from students to employees, the local organization is helping senior high schoolers launch their careers. That's coming up when our news returns.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I say to myself, what a wonderful
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Cetamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
The Royal Bahamas Police Force received a meaningful donation this week, 15 jackets and 2 bulletproof vests, courtesy of the Church of God of Prophecy. Senior clergy members from the church visited police headquarters to personally hand over the protective gear to high-ranking officers. National Bishop Dr. Willie Thompson says it's part of a broader commitment by the church to stand alongside law enforcement in the fight against crime.
Well, we've done it in celebration of Pentecost, which is this coming Sunday, June the 8th. It's a time where we celebrate the birth of the Christian church worldwide. And so as a part of this effort, our theme this year is Heal the Land. We wanted to make a tangible donation to the Royal Bahamas Police Force to let them know that we are partnering with them to help keep our Bahamas safe and make it a better place for everybody to live.
On hand to receive the donation was Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles. She says it's an added blessing to an initiative the force already has underway.
I'm grateful to the Church of God for seeing the need to make a donation to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and in particular, some of the officers in Northern Bahamas. We truly appreciate their gift to us today, and I'm sure that the officers will appreciate it and take good care of them. We are in the process of outfitting all of our officers with bulletproof vests, so this certainly adds to what we are trying to accomplish. We have not gotten there as yet. Like I said, we're in the process, and certainly this will go a long way.
With summer looming and temperatures rising, there will be a boost in swimmers at the South Beach pools. With more swimmers hitting the water, South Beach Member of Parliament Bahamas Road donated an automated external defibrillator and medical kit. Roll says the device will now ensure that pool staff can quickly and adequately respond to any medical emergency.
There are indeed still some Bahamians who are unable to swim. So we've partnered with South Beach Pools before, and we will continue in a Learn to Swim program for adults as well as children. 2019, Hurricane Dorian, where many Bahamians would have lost their lives. Of course, that is indeed a tragic situation, but we believe that if we can continue to partner with the South Beach Pools and train and teach swimming, Bahamians will better be able to fend for their lives in disaster situations.
Pool lifeguards Kevin McPhee and Assistant Director of Sports Kerry Baker were grateful for the life-saving donations.
This go a long way, and saving lives out here was really, really needed. So we want to thank you for donating it for us, please.
We know that our staff is well trained, and without our facilities, without our equipment, we would have been 50%. So we want to thank you for lending us your support and knowing that these equipments will go a very long way in saving lives.
Thousands of high school graduates are about to begin their journey into adulthood. While some will be preparing to further their education, others will be looking for jobs. Entering this new chapter of life can be intimidating, but an organization called the Interview Coach wants to ease the fear of crossing over from high schooler to employee. On June 19th and 20th, they will be hosting the Career Launch Lab at St. Andrew's Presbyterian Kirk on Shirley Street. Founder and lead facilitator of the Interview Coach, Natoya Flowers, says the event is designed to equip the graduates with the tools and the mindset needed to transition successfully into the workforce.
As a human resource professional, one of the things that you would observe being in any line of business, especially when you're dealing with recruitment, you notice that there is a large gap as it pertains to, individuals being on entry level, particularly being ready for the mental shifts that are required for the workplace. So you would find that they are skilled, they know how to do the job, but there are particular things as it relates to communication, their attitude, understanding the workplace culture, different professional nuances that they do not fully understand.
Registration is open to ages 16 and 18 at a cost of $75 and will feature a lineup of young professionals speaking on pivotal topics.
So we are having segments on having the mindset shift, being able to make the transition mentally from a student to a professional. We will also have a session on workplace conduct, a session on goals and vision mapping. We're having someone coming to talk about soft skill training. We're going to be having a very in-depth resume building workshop, as well as an interview prep workshop, and then also mock interviews.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, hundreds hit the street for Carnival Road March 2025. Our Daniel Miller was there to take it all in. But first,
we got more from the Long Island Regatta, and Team Bahamas took on Costa Rica last night. We'll bring you the results next on our Sports Weekend. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I say to myself, what a wonderful
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime. and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Good evening, welcome to Our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. The Long Island Regatta concluded over the weekend in Salt Pond, Long Island. Here's what we've learned between yesterday and today. The Long Island Regatta wrapped up yesterday, but before it did, the sailors competed in the Series 3 races. Running Tide took the Class A Harbor Breeze Cup with New Legend coming second and Captain Jean in third. Old Boy took the Class B Collect Cup with Susan Chase, the fifth, and Lonesome Dove coming second and third respectively. Shroud took the Class C Sands Cup with Sassy Sue coming second and Xena coming third. Lady Kayla won the Class E Lauren Knowles Memorial Cup. Lady Anne Marie came second and Early Bird came third. Muriel's Garden won the Class G. 70s came second and Blue Magic came third. In addition to the races, Shroud won the Gumbe Punch Cup, a Grand Prix-style trophy given to the boat crew from a designated division with the most points accumulated across the best of the best, National Family Island and Long Island regattas. With the cup, Caribbean Bottling Company awarded $5,000 to Shroud's crew and $8,000 to the junior program in Shroud's Island of Origin, right here in New Providence. Congratulations to our winners, to the Regatta Committee for staging another successful event, to Shroud for winning the Gumbe Punch Cup, and to Caribbean Bottling for lending an assist to our national sport. Now we head down to Barbados, where Team Bahamas had a rough night against one of the top soccer teams in the region. Team 242 lost 8-0 to Costa Rica last night at the Wildly Turf in Christchurch, Barbados. Team Bahamas held the line early on, not allowing a goal until 20 minutes in when Alonso Martinez broke the stalemate. Costa Rica's Joseph Mora and Alejandro Brand added a couple more to make the game 3-0. Things would get out of hand for the Junkanoo boys in the second half when 5 different players from Costa Rica scored goals to give the game its final score. Team Bahamas was overwhelmed, getting off 1 shot on goal while giving up 19. And that was a tough way to go. The team is going to have to come back home and figure some things out before the next window. Before we go, Game 2 of the NBA Finals should be tipping off in a couple of minutes. OKC lost a tough one. On Thursday, they'll try to even things up. I know I'll be watching. That's a wrap for sports on this holiday weekend. For Our Sports Weekend, I'm Tej Adderley. I'm going to see you next week.
Thanks, Sage. When we come back from the break, a local church in Grand Bahama is set to host a fun run walk this Whit Monday. The aim is to ensure no child goes hungry. Hear why you should participate in the cause when Our News returns.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I say to myself,
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try set them all cold and flu and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Welcome back to Our News Weekend. Clear skies across the capital. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie joins us now with this week's forecast. Ian.
Thanks, Berthany, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Sunday evening forecast on this Pentecostal Sunday. Still a warm day on the outside. Clear skies, 84 feels like at 90. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Current temperatures across the country, we have a pool of 84s extending straight across the northwest Bahamas with the exception of Alistown at 83. Central Bahamas, we have 84s continuing in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, and in Arthurstown, Kidd Island, 83 in Black Point, Deadman's Key, Port Nelson, and in Coburn Town, San Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, 83 in Duncantown, 84s in Colonel Hill, Delectable Bay, and in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, a pair of 85s in Abrahams Bay and Matthewtown in Nagua. Taking a look now at our satellite and radar imagery, we have a broad area of high pressure, dominating weather conditions, suppressing any type of rainfall over our area. Gorgeous day expected tomorrow as well. We now look at the tropics, where we have pretty much no development expected over the next 7 days. However, this is an area that we want to continue to monitor in the Western Caribbean Sea. Now, we have the genesis, or rather, climatologically speaking, that's the long weather period where we have an area of low pressure, commonly referred to as the CAG. That's the Central American Gyre, and it pretty much is like the mother of storms within this region. So we want to continue to monitor this area, because from the CAG or the CAG, it can pretty much spawn small areas of low pressure system that tend to develop into hurricanes. So we want to monitor this area over the next several weeks. Boarding forecast across the northwest Bahamas on the comfortable side. Winds will be southeast to south 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. Low tide at 1:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. High tide at 7:12 a.m. tomorrow morning as well. So if you want to go out, get an early swim, it'll be perfect. Central and southeast Bahamas, we have a caution in place for you boaters. There is a risk for rip currents for you swimmers. Winds will be east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet across the waters. In your extended forecast, there is a chance for 1 or 2 pop-up showers continuing to be cleared through about midweek and through most of the week. Actually, we expect those temperatures to continue to climb back into the 90s from midweek into the end of the week. Remember, stay hydrated and refrain from extended periods in the sun. Drink lots of water, not too much alcohol over this holiday weekend. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Have a great, safe, enjoyable weekend, everyone.
Thanks, Ian. We'll come this Whit Monday. Reach Out Youth Ministries is hosting the 13th annual Cecil Thompson United Fun Run Walk and Ride under the theme, No Child Goes Hungry. The race starts and ends at Tino Beach beginning at 6 a.m. with medals up for grabs in several age categories. A family fun day and grill out will follow from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. President Dudley Seed says too many children go without hot meals, and this event is about raising awareness and support.
We wrote to some sponsors already, asking them, to help defray the cost. We have everyone who will be walking on Monday will get a jacket. They also will get fruits, drinks, but everything is free. What I didn't want to do is limit a person who have a family of 4 or 5 who wants to walk and saying, hey, the walk is $20. So we decided, after I met with the committee, they wanted to charge, but I say, hey, let's do it free. And I asked them just to bring a canned goods. You could bring rice, you could bring tuna, grits, you could drop it off at the center. And the reason why I wanted it to be free, I wanted it to be a community effort, that the whole entire Grand Bahama join in together.
The Nurses Association and Nurses Month Committee donated books, clothing, canned goods, and backpacks during a press conference in support. Meanwhile, East Freeport District Councilor Jordan Curry is calling on the community to show up, adding that the Freeport City Council will provide breakfast before the walk. Seed says the need on the island is still great.
They come to the center all the time looking for a hot meal. I hear the phone calls, the WhatsApp messages that people saying, hey, we have nothing to eat. I think people take it for granted, but there's a lot of families here on this island can't find a hot meal to put on the table. So I think if all of us all of us bind together, I sent a message out to all the political groups. What they can do is get together, get some canned goods, if they want to drop it off here or at the Red Cross.
Hundreds hit the streets in vibrant, eye-catching costumes Saturday for Bahamas Carnival Road March 2025. From first-time carnivals to veterans, all were ready for the road. Our Danielle Miller was there and brings us this colorful recap.
Bahamas Masqueraders 2025! Revelers from around the world stormed the streets of New Providence on Saturday for the 10th annual Bahamas Carnival Road March. As they assembled at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, decked out in jewels and eye-catching feathers, we met both locals and visitors, including Kansas City native Nyla Hughes and international comedian Lil Duval, who was of Bahamian descent. Some were experiencing their very first carnival, while others were longtime fans of the culture.
I've probably been to Carnival before you was born. I'm old. I've been coming to Carnival, but this is my first time being in the Carnival.
Okay, this is your third carnival, right?
Third year.
Why do you keep coming back?
Honestly, it's a good experience. Everybody come out, meet new friends, different walks of life.
How did you hear about Bahamas Carnival?
I got friends that are from here. And then I was at Atlanta Carnival and somebody that lived down here was there and was like, come on. So I just bought a plane ticket.
You ready to play math?
Oh, but of course, darling.
Ready to beat up the road?
Oh, but of course, always ready. Always ready.
This year saw participation from several bands, but Bahamas masqueraders with their theme, People of the Nile, and Mass Chaos, the remix, stood out. Big trucks moved from the stadium, parading down Nassau Street, past Arawaki and Sanders Beach. Local revelers say there's something special about Bahamas Carnival, a vibe that's different from anywhere else in the world.
We definitely have the prettiest venue in terms of the route we take, because I don't think anybody else goes down the beach on any of the islands. So it really adds to the aesthetic when it's time for taking pictures, and also it helps to cool down too, because people could just go in the water, wet their feet, splash up a little bit just to stay cool, and then hop back on the road.
So, will you be jumping in line next year? Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks, Danielle, and thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend on behalf of the entire team. I'm Berthany McDermott. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Make it a great week, everyone.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.